Okay, we have results from Super Tuesday yesterday. All sorts of states voting on the Democratic side, on the Republican side. We will start on the Democratic side. The big question, of course, Lewis, was will Bernie Sanders be able to continue this chase of the Democratic presidential nomination, or does the math become difficult? As you can see, Hilary Clinton overwhelmingly destroying Bernie Sanders in Alabama, doing very well in Arkansas, losing to Sanders in Colorado, winning overwhelmingly in Georgia, barely eking out a victory here in Massachusetts. In Minnesota, Bernie Sanders did win, and quite handily. Also, Bernie Sanders winning in Oklahoma, Tennessee, and Texas. Big wins for Hillary Clinton. Vermont, we do have the numbers reversed there. Bernie Sanders, 86%, Hillary Clinton, 14%. A huge victory for Bernie Sanders in his home state with very few delegates. That is important to remember. And then a big win, basically a 2-1 margin for Hillary Clinton in Virginia. So to sum up, Hillary Clinton winning 7 states yesterday, Bernie Sanders winning 4 states. The key thing to remember, Lewis, is we do have proportional allocation of delegates here. In Massachusetts, for example, Bernie Sanders with 49% of the vote, getting just barely half of the delegates. So let's consider that. What about delegates? How many delegates does each candidate have? Well, it really depends on who you ask and how you count them. Whether you count the superdelegates that are mostly Democratic Party officials, mostly who have said that they will ultimately support Hillary Clinton. Let's look at CNN's current count. And if you look at that, based on the 2,383 delegates needed to win, Hillary Clinton currently, by CNN's total, 1,055 delegates. That puts her at 44% of what she needs in order to secure the nomination. Bernie Sanders, 418 delegates, puts him at 18% of what he needs. Now, you might notice that those numbers don't really coincide with what has actually happened in the electoral vote alone, or rather in the popular vote alone in these early primary states. And that, of course, Lewis, is because of these party officials, super delegate status, who have mostly already said, hey, I'm voting for Hillary Clinton at the convention. Big controversy over this. Is it really democratic? Has it served its purpose, or has it actually backfired and created a way, as Debbie Wasserman Schultz, the Democratic National Committee chairwoman, has said, of preventing activists from running against establishment candidates? A lot of people increasingly displeased with this.
As they should be. What's more democratic than just going with the popular vote, right? I think if that is true democracy in its purest form there.
So let's talk about some of the upcoming contests over the next couple weeks. On March 5th, over the weekend, Kansas, Louisiana, and Nebraska will vote. About 125 or so delegates available there. March 6th, Maine will have 30 delegates at stake. On March 8th, Mississippi and Michigan, with just under 200 delegates at stake. And then March 15th, a really big day, Florida, Illinois, Missouri, North Carolina, and Ohio. Any number of delegates, Lewis, hundreds and hundreds of delegates available there. Many of these start to become winner-take-all states. Now, there's sort of disagreement among some about whether these are going to be good states for Hillary Clinton or Bernie Sanders. Robert Reich, who has endorsed Bernie Sanders, says now we're getting to Bernie's states. Unfortunately, the polling data doesn't really seem to support that, although a lot of the polling data in these upcoming states is very old. I think we can say with certitude, Lewis, that in 2 weeks, we will either be able to say it's basically over for Bernie, or Bernie has a shot. I don't think it's realistic to say Bernie will be in the lead or the clear front runner after March 15th, but it will be more of a question of, is he still in, or is he all but out mathematically?
Yeah, he's got a shot. I think we're going to have instances of Nevada happening again. So I think Bernie...
Nevada, Lewis.
Nevada. Excuse me. I did it. I did the thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, I expect Bernie to do quite well in some of these states.
All right, so we'll continue to follow that. We'll try to get newer polling data to you as it becomes available.